What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. So in Lightfall, Bungie made a massive change to the game to allow us to stun champions in a wide variety of ways. They allowed certain subclass verbs the ability to stun certain champions. So recently, I tested out these changes on Unstoppables, Overloads, and Barrier champs, and today I will bring you the results. I'll be showcasing every ability in the game that can stun a champion. A few of the abilities are actually tied to certain exotics, so I will not be including them in this video. I made a separate video for that goes over every exotic that can stun champions, which you can find here. This video will just be stunning champions with the new subclass verbs tied to stuns. Anti-Barrier has the least amount of ways to stun a champion, so we will start there. There is only one super that can do it, and that is Well of Radiance. I even tested all the golden guns with Celestial Nighthawk and proccing Radiant and everything like that, but nothing worked. The verbs that allow for the stunning of barrier champions are Unraveling Rounds, Volatile Rounds, and While Being Radiant. Being Radiant is by far the most consistent in my opinion. Well of Radiance grants your weapons Radiant, so you can see I can stun with Xenophage or my shotgun. However, I have Unstoppable Glaive on from the artifact and it does not override that. Additionally, no abilities will stun the shield either. You can also freeze barrier champions to prevent them from shielding, so while it technically does not break the shield, any subclass verb that has freeze will be able to prevent the shield. And with Strand, suspending an anti-barrier allows you to keep them suspended, which does not allow them to shield. So again, it doesn't break their shield and stun them, but it is a strong way to deal with them, as when they are suspended, you can usually melt them before they leave the suspension and get a chance to throw up their shield. I'm now going to shut up for a little while and let the gameplay do the talking while I showcase every way for you to use your abilities to stun barrier champions. Next up, we have Overloads. These require Jolt, Suppression, and Slow effects to stun an Overload. So I will showcase every way to apply these effects and stun a champion. Enjoy. Lastly, we have Unstoppables. These have by far the most ways to stun. The verbs that cause them to stun are Shatter, Suspend, Ignite, and Blind. So while the other champs had 3 ways to stun, these have 4. Additionally, Shatter can be triggered by anything that can freeze or slow, meaning Stasis has a ton of ways to stun. Same goes for Ignitions. Anything that can apply Scorch will allow for an Ignition. So basically, every grenade can cause a stun if comboed with something else that applies Scorch. I will let the abilities play out and catch you at the end of the video. That is pretty much going to wrap it up for Solar. The weighted throwing knife and knife trick on Hunter can apply Scorch, and both the Incinerator Snap melee and Celestial Fire melee on Warlock can also apply Scorch. Every single Solar grenade applies Scorch aside from the healing grenade, so any combination of a grenade and any Scorch applying melee can cause an ignition. You need 100 stacks of Scorch to get an ignition, and Ember of Ashes can help you apply more Scorch stacks to make this easier. There are numerous builds that can achieve this quite easily, the most popular being Starfire Protocol Warlock and Young Ahamkara's Spine Tripmine builds, but I actually prefer Ophidia Spathe with Knife Trick on Hunter myself. I will let you use your imagination for all these different ignition combos. They are quite reliable for stuns in all honesty if you have your build set up properly, but I didn't want to make this video even longer than it already is. And I just want everyone to know that I did a ton of tests that you didn't see. Testing all the freeze things on overloads, things like Diamond Lance and all the stasis supers. Many tests, but I decided not to include them in the interest of keeping this video as short as possible. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. You can see some of the tests in the background now. And like I mentioned earlier, I have a video detailing all of the exotics that can stun champions, so check that out if you want to see more fun and unique ways to stun champions. But that is going to do it for all the ways to stun every champion with your abilities. There are a wide variety of tools at our disposal now, giving us more build flexibility and loadout diversity than we have ever had before. I love these changes as I think it will really open up the game and allow you to run content with champions in pretty much any way you desire. Anyways, if this video was helpful, then leaving a like would be greatly appreciated. And if you made it this far, then I thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. I hope you learned something, and take care.